Being socially visible and engaged with community is the most basic social safety net you're going to get. And so going into the future, it might just be a good idea to join a church. Now, I hesitate to make this video because I'm super biased. I'm a pastor. Of course, I want people to join churches. But I've been thinking about the type of social groups out there that people can join to make themselves visible to their communities. So if crud hits the fan, people know. And there are a lot of ways in which you can do that. You can get involved in your town, local community groups like the library, or get involved in town politics. You can join local sports teams, you can get involved in fandoms, or you can join social justice groups, the NAACP, the ACLU, or local groups that serve the community, such as in our local area, JUMP, which serves people who are homeless and struggling with poverty. These are all ways in which you can make yourself more visible and contribute to making social change. So hopefully that softens what I'm about to say here a little bit. Because I don't think they can really add up to what religious institutions like church or synagogue or mosque can bring to the table. Religious groups have a weird social space in our society. They are able to do things that other groups, strangely enough, are not. Not just being a social group where you're able to meet people who often are connected to your community and have the time and the privilege for that, but they also occupy this symbolic space. For instance, in 2016, when people started to get deported, churches in my area would harbor people who were in risk. That's not something that churches legally have the power to do, but very often law enforcement organizations adhere to this thing called sanctuary. Because if you arrest somebody in a church, it makes people in the community really mad. There's nothing legally keeping law enforcement agencies from arresting somebody in a church other than making people really mad. Churches are very visible. And so if what you're looking for is the security of visibility in your community, church is a good place to go. I have served a lot of towns which pride themselves on being good neighbors, and they think they know everybody in the town, but honestly, you never know everybody. There are always folks who do not have the time to get involved in community and make themselves visible, either because they have kids who are doing sports in school, or because they are working two jobs, or because they don't have access to transportation to do extra things like going to a church or doing things in the community where you're going to be visible. But that visibility does bring a layer of security. When people know who you are and people know you are struggling, sometimes people choose to help, and if you're able to find a good group of folks who will help you, be it a church or any other group, that could be very useful going forward.